In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines.
Yes, it's Between the Lines, this 8th day in the month of June 2026. And I'm here in Milan. My Godwin is my name. Hopefully, like we have our coordinators from different angles of the world. Let's hope that they join us as we go on. So you're welcome. Between the Lines. Yes, and there you go. The family is here. So, viewers, this is what we do. We are Nigerians in the diaspora, and we bring news updates from Nigerian in the diaspora standpoint. What that means is we give our own views, our opinions, our take from this angle. Nigerians living outside Nigeria, and joining me from London, UK. Who's that man there wearing the jersey again? Is that Jesse?
Of the champions of England.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah. Go ahead.
My name is Olufemi Karowi. I belong to the champions of England, and I'm speaking from England as well.
I like that. Champions of England. Okay, yeah. Dr. Femi, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
We want to start with some good news. I mean, when there are good news, it's good to hear the good news. And one of such is that the troops overran the terrorists that have been troubling us. They overran their stronghold and rescued about 360 abductees in Borno State. Dr. Femi, it is good news for us because, I mean, it's like a whole town that was kidnapped, but now the soldiers were able to rescue them. What do you have in that, Dr. Femi? You have
yes, it's I need to use it. It's up to us to congratulate the Nigerian troops and also to give them kudos for doing this with very, very limited collateral damage as regards rescuing operation. This is something that's been Operation Kadingai has been on for a while, and this has been something that's been coordinated over the time and they have been successful about this. One of the things I need to also emphasize is that sometimes this terrorist activity and this hostage situation has to be taken with due diligence. It's not something that everybody just jump into it and get into it. For the ministry to get this success, over 300 people, those people can easily be acquired. So, but we thank God that this has happened. And also, we should also we use this opportunity to congratulate Nigerian military were successful. And also, this will be replicated in other areas where there are zero state situations.
Very good, thank you. Dr. Femi, the inside story here, there's always an inside story. The inside story is some are still being held. Somehow, what some press house we're also reporting is the Christians are still being held. Some Christian among those abducted, and we also heard that there's okay. Let's not go that deep. But do you think there are some people still being held that are Christians?
There may be some people being held. But the fact that they are Christian, I don't want to believe that. when all these who were held, nobody was talking about them. Now some people have been released and saying, no, that Christians are being held. It is a high time we need to begin to identify the fact that some people don't want to see anything positive that coming from government. Now, people have been released. Oh, some people have been held that are Christians. Do you think, please, there's no evidence to prove that. So let's congratulate them for what they've done. And if there's still more people to be rescued, they are Nigerians. I don't want anybody to be treated based on their religion, creed, or color. So they are Nigerians, need to be released. If there are more people to be released, they will be released because they've done this. Those who are complaining that some people are Christian, where were they when these people were held? So please, nobody was even talking about them. How many people were talking about them in the media space? How many? But now they have been released. Some people want to taint this with this. Also, the people that were kidnappers that were caught in Oyo State, some people want to taint the fact that, oh, it was a setup, government setup. Please, for goodness sake. Now, when police go after these people
yes.
When police go after
that's another
people,
story we have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, go on. When police go after these people,
go ahead.
Yeah. When police go after these people, now that you say government and police is involved, come and give you evidence. They will lock you up and now say government is arresting them. The thing is, some people don't want to see anything positive going on, so that they can sell on social media. So it's all about reigning or current news, so they can get something done on the social media. For goodness sake, this has to stop. There should be level of where we start discussing serious security issue on social media as well as a commentary.
Let me come in there, Dr. Femi. We can't have a society where everybody will just be on one side. Obviously, there will be oppositions. Obviously, there will be critics. There are all kinds of things. I mean, every society has that, So, but the thing is, also, because I've always been saying this from the beginning of democracy in Nigeria. Yes, even as a student, our government doesn't have this arranged way of giving news briefing of events from the White State House to the press and reduce fake news and all these things people say. You see, if we can imbibe spirit like the Americans do and the UK to do that once in a while, if we can have that arrangement of press releases, memos, press statements, every event, and they say it and they say it out and it's gone, it will reduce some of this tampering and false spread that people do.
You think so? You think so in Nigeria?
Yes,
you think so?
because our governance is secretive. It's so secretive that we don't know what is happening.
I put it to you. The fake allocation is online and everyone can access it. Today, some people go on and see and say, "Oh, it's not happening." So the issue of Nile Fund is there for everybody. Some people are taking it. Some people are collecting money. Schools are being paid. Some people could come online. It is a lie. The last time Bayo Nonuga made the press conference, some people they look for whenever it comes, It is not about getting information. I know some people who want information and want to write information like we do and try and give out on this one, fair and concise information. But some people are not interested in that. It must be blackmail. It must be exciting. It must be something that is anti-government, and so that it trends and people can get onto it. It must be anti-somebody so that people can trade onto it. And that is what it trend. In Nigeria,
so good news believe me.
Good news is no news in Nigeria. Good news.
Yes, believe me, if we have we imbibe that attitude of doing a generalized press briefing, I tell you, it will stop so many bickering and so many false spread. If we can stop that, that's the secret to having statements put out and people just, this is it. This is what they've said, Even if people will make a story out of it or demonize the man speaking or twist, but it has been said. But now, when things happen, we don't have that arranged information on what has happened. Everybody just picks stories from everywhere, assumptions, fake news. They just get it. You will blame this whole thing. I have studied this art. What we're discussing now is something I've discussed with professors and some learned people from Nigeria. I told them the secret is this is the answer to that problem. And once it's done, don't care if they will they will criticize the man that have brought the news, Bayo or Nonuga. Don't care. He has done his press briefing and he's gone. It necessarily don't need to even have questions or, okay, let's have those questions if they want from the press. So this is how America has also been able to quell all too much of every story on their politics. That's the secret. So you see, when we see good things from other countries, we should imbibe it too. It will help instead of us, going around the circle or fighting people that have said something because you didn't tell them anything. There was no briefing on that event, nothing. So anyway, it's a good one. You've said so too. That Nigerians, people like to demonize and bring negativity out of every story. That's a good one. So let's go forward. We were going to say something about the, what was that story on the kidnap? The kidnap.
Yes, the kidnap in Oyo State. The police that come out with a press, that's what I'm saying. On this matter, police that come out with a press statement on this. Despite it, on social media space, some people are still claiming there was a setup that government wants to use that to distract from the issue of the kidnap guys in Bumosho. That was an attempt by the federal government to do that, and that's why they set that up. Secondly, that who do rescue and record it. And I said that this is not. They are two different things. This is kidnapping in the bush, and this is a kidnap that is done for ransom and for money, and they've kidnapped to a house, and there was a tracking, and there was immediate tracking on it based on the kind of people that were kidnapped. These are a few number of people, and so those who are involved, and when they do some investigation, the police PRO, or just say police PRO came out and said that there was an inside job, that some of the staff, the domestic staff, was the one behind it, and it was 2 people were neutralized. Some people shot at them; they were neutralized at the gate. And someone was also fatally wounded because we saw it on the video. He was shot at in the ceiling and he dropped and he was fatally wounded. So are you saying that all those are set up the people that were neutralized at the gate and the one that was shot at in the ceiling? Are they not set up?
Let's see. Very good, Dr. Fem. Dr. Fem, I'm with you on this one because this is very visible. See clip of that you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm videoing. Wait, calm down, you're safe. Calm down, you're safe. Come. Go. You're safe. You're safe. Put on your light. Good. Where are the others? Why this one is okay?
Yes, Banjo video.
Okay, so viewers, for those of us that probably haven't seen it, this was the video to
this afternoon. That house was demolished in your state. That house was demolished this afternoon.
Yes. I saw that too. This afternoon it was demolished. So yes, we were saying something. Now this is real. I don't know, whoever makes up any story out of this is crazy. But you see, sometimes the government puts deaf ears to these naysayers and critics that don't have points. You don't need to begin to argue, because doing that might begin to bring other stories and other things, issues that are not necessary. So tell us more on this. The house has been demolished and the families are safe.
Yeah, and it's safe. The major perpetrator of this, it was a setup thing, was a foremost and popular Southwest podcaster in the Southwest, and she was so adamant about it until people start coming after her, and he now said, the government, why should the government do this one and not do the other one? So she turned it to something else. And when we begin to do this on the issue of insecurity and issue of security, we begin to treat it as a political issue or something that we need to just put our mouth in it, as if it's just a game. It's just a political game. It's so sad. It's saddening that when you go to this level of discourse, when we come to issue of insecurity, and recently I saw the video of some soldiers that were neutralized by bandits, and they were also they were decapitated. So when you see that these are human beings, these are fathers of some people, and these are done by bandits, and these are terrorists, and some people say, Nigeria army is not doing anything, they are just doing, and it saddens me. But some people are paying the supreme price for Nigeria. Meanwhile, some people sit in the comfort of their rooms, their homes, and just rubbish their efforts. It is sad. It is really sad.
Rubbish their efforts. Okay, that's a good one. It's sad. We need to join in this whole fight, like you used to say, Dr. Femi. It's a collective thing. This doom has come to all of us. So it's not only on the government side, but the government should also show more proudness, more power, more readiness to also help in this situation. But the people too should know that this is our thing. It's all of us. It can happen to anybody, anytime, like you say, Dr. Femi. Dr. Femi, there is also some other stories on there's a news breaking. I think the studio is trying to get that story for us. The principal in the adopted story in Oriole. What was that place called? Oriole? Is it Oriole? Yes. Oriole. She gave an update this evening, and I think it's important Nigerians listen to her and what she's saying, because like you've just said, you see, what I'm bringing up this to also align with you in what you're saying. We're creating confusion by saying too many things. Everybody just saying things, giving their own conspiracy theory, all kind of stories, and it is not true. They are not true at all. So once the studio is able to get that video played, she's saying people are politicizing this whole thing, and they are making it look like it is something. She said that list that was spread on social media, there was a list of 1 billion naira, the ransom list, 1 billion naira. He said it's not true. That is not coming from them, from those adopted people. She said it is some people that made up that list, and that the only thing these people are asking for is the release of their comrade, their fellow Fulani men, tribesmen that have been captured. She said that's the only thing, that's their only request. So she made a video, and I think that video should be played all around, all over Nigeria. So once it downloads in the studio, we'll play it also here so everybody can hear. It's real. So, Dr. Femi, also still on this terrorist issue, the presidency has pledged that they have decisive action against terrorism and banditry. The SGF Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akumi, was saying this early this morning. So that means we're going to be seeing some more strike. Do we see so, Dr. Femi?
I think we're going to be seeing more of that. More instant action. Police get into action in this ones, and they get into a situation when we get to, like, say in Ibadan, where two of them were neutralized straight away. One was fatally wounded, and the other one is singing like canary to the police. But you start seeing such situation, you start seeing that this becomes more stemmed on the issue of the demands of the terrorists in there. Yeah, they might be demanding for the release of their comrades. But I'm also sure it might also be, now let's be careful with this. These people cannot be trusted. They are criminals. They may also, because the pressure is on them. The pressure is on them because from the information we had that they've been cycled. They are not going anywhere. They've been cycled. They're not going anywhere. They may begin to reduce their demands because they may be reducing their demands in order to have a negotiation, a proper negotiation. And the only way they can come out with their proper negotiation is for the woman who they had a hostage. So they begin to come down, for their demand. They were also, apart from the release of those guys, they were also demanding money. So they might be changing their mind now because they realize that it's a catch-22 situation, and therefore they begin to change their minds about this. So it's what they told the woman to tell everyone, that they will say that. I'm not also ruling out the fact that some people who want to cash out on this one maybe adding some of their own demands to it. Nigerians, I've told you several times.
Yes.
I've said it now. Nigerians are the greatest problem we have in this country. That country is Nigeria.
You always say so. Yes, Nigeria. I mean we saw the member of an executive in a ministry. I've forgotten. That, or I think she was a House of Reps, something. What was that story? And she all plotted her own nap. Remember that? You remember the story now? Yeah. So Nigerians are crazy. We are in a different set of people. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are now trying to cash in on this whole thing. Yeah. And make it look like it is okay. But it's important we listen to the principle, because this message is to all Nigerians, and on this network, we should be able to do that. So let's take our time. It's a 3-minute clip. Viewers, 3 minutes from the principal of that kidnapped school. Let's take our time, then we analyze afterwards.
Everyone, please, I have come to make some clarifications. Today makes it the 24th day that we have been in this place. And it seems that some people are making our problems to be complicated already. We were shown some print media where it was stated that
there's no volume to it.
Requested for release of some people. They requested for 1 billion naira. They requested for
are you sure it's from your end?
Sharia to be entrenched in the country. These are not.
Are you sure it's not from your end, Dr. Femi?
No, I can hear it, but very, very low compared to your own voice.
Since we have not been forced to
worship increase.
Way. We have been left alone. They have not troubled us concerning that. They are not asking for Sharia law. They are not asking for
we'll
money.
Bring it
the single thing they are asking for is the release of some of their people. I don't know why they are peddling this rumor to make it complicated for us. Please, we are just begging you, don't play politics with our lives. Nigerians, please help us to circulate this. Let it go viral. They are not asking for Sharia law. It is not true. They are not asking for weapons. They are not asking for money. All they want is the release of some people. And the government will negotiate with them and know those that they will release for them. I don't know why they are playing politics with our life. Please, Nigerians, our lives are in your hand. Help us make this go viral. Don't let the government deceive the whole world. They are not asking for Sharia. They are not asking for money. They are not asking for weapons. All they want is release of some of their people. Please, let everybody know about it. Ẹ dákun, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ wa náà ni mo tún wá sí. Òní ló di ọjọ́ 24 tá a ti wà níbí. Ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n fi hàn wá ní orí social media ni pé wọ́n níjọba sọ wípé kí wọ́n máa ṣe Sharia law ní Nàìjíríà, kí wọ́n fún àwọn ní mọ́tò Hilux, kí wọ́n fún àwọn ní 1 billion naira, kí wọ́n sì release àwọn èèyàn àwọn làwọn tó fi wálẹ̀. Irọ́ ni, kò sóòótọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Wọ́n kàn fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí di ńlá fún wa ni, wọ́n fẹ́ fẹ̀mí wa ta wọ́n gé ni o. Ẹ dákun ẹ ṣàánú wa, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀. Ohun kan ṣoṣo tí wọ́n béèrè fún òun náà ni kí wọ́n fi àwọn èèyàn wọn kan sílẹ̀. Wọn ò béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè mọ́tò lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè ìbọn lọ́wọ́ wọn, wọn ò béèrè Sharia lọ́wọ́ wọn. Látijọ́ tá a ti débì, wọn ò sọ pé dandan ká mọ kírun níbí. Wọ́n fi wá sílẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ wa ni. Ẹ dákun ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ yìí di ńlá mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n bà tiwa jẹ́. Ẹ dákun, ẹ̀mí wa ó wà lórí okùn ni. Ẹ dákun torí Ọlọ́run, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ bá wa jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ ó gbọ́. Ohun kan ṣoṣo náà ni wọ́n béèrè fún, the release of their people. They have not asked for any other thing. Wọ́n béèrè any other thing. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n tún yírọ̀ ìmọ̀ wa lẹ́sẹ̀. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ ṣàánú wa. Ẹ dákun, ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
Okay, before we go, let's bring in Sir George. Sir Chukwu, can you hear and see us? We know you're driving.
I can.
Yeah.
I can definitely hear.
Good. Gentlemen, you just heard the principal there of that kidnapped second school, and now this was sent directly to me from Nigeria, and they say it's a network. We should also spread the news. So we don't want to know what might be behind this, but I think Nigerians should hear her and hear her well. That list that was being spread she says, it's not true. It's false. What these people are asking for is the release of their colleagues, their fellow Fulani tribesmen. But well, please, this is it. This is all we have. So we shouldn't. I don't think there's George. What will you say about her announcement?
Well, you see, what you're seeing here is a coordinated transactional move from these terrorists. You know, I mean, sometimes we know that they were kidnapped, but whatever that goes behind the scenes are not known to us, because some people will go and pay these people when they kidnap people. The original people that kidnapped will now go and pay. They will be paid by other groups of kidnappers who will now increase the demands that they're making. That is the reason why what you're seeing here is there will be an original demand from the original kidnappers. When they're not able to receive those demands, you know, other kidnappers will now come and then pay them what they are demanding and then increase the money. So this has been like a powerful business for these people, and there are stages of them. There are, you know, different departments, different people that are, you know, taking advantage of this particular situation, because it's become a huge business. And simply because they have been paid many times, that is the reason why the original kidnappers might not be the ones who will now hold these people. They have others that will now come, pay that price that they were demanding, and then demand more. So there is a systematic move by the government right now, because they have seen that the modus operandi before is not working. Therefore, they're going to have to change. Now, you saw what happened with the ones that they were released. You know, they say it's a coordinated effort, and they're now taking advantage of, you know, technology and everything else, and they are releasing them, which is, to me, is a welcome news. Because what we are seeing is, unless we do what is being done right now, these people with all impetus will continue to, you know, just cause havoc all over the nation. People are becoming victims, some people are dying, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes the information that is being received originally might not be the information that eventually will come to us again. And that is one of the things that we need to understand. So,
right, George,
yeah.
Yes, let's let you drive safely, George, so that you're safe there too.
Yeah, I'm parked right now. I'm parked.
Okay, Dr. Femi, we had the mother.
I want to concur with Sir George on this. And sometimes, maybe the initial, when you have the guys at the major kidnappers will have their demands, and those who are negotiators, who are their sponsors, will have theirs added to it. Now with the incident in Borno State, which had been maybe the support of the American intelligence, which made it happen, maybe the American intelligence had been added to the one in Oyo State. All of a sudden, the people that are demanding money, maybe the people, I'm not saying this is the truth, this is the exact thing, the people that are actually demanding money around them, I realize that this is getting out of hand. They have disappeared. So maybe they have left those guys who their only demand is their colleagues that have been arrested, have been jailed. Maybe that's their own demand. But those who wanted money, who had funded them, will say, do this, we'll add our own to it. So you find that it has become an industry, but they realize that the net is tightening up on them. The one that will be demanding money, I realize that if you put money into it, they drop it, the Americans will trace the money and come after you, the one that have disappeared, and leaving those who are actually the ones in the camp, who are the children with them, whose their only demand may be their colleagues. So you find that this is a catch-22 in the sense that the rope is tightened on them. And I want to say this with all sense of loyalty, that if the kind of pressure people were putting on government, quickly give them whatever they want to do. If government had followed that, they must have given them 50 billion, and the 50 billion might not even go to the kidnappers. We have gone to some people who were middlemen who actually want to milk this, and then the kidnappers' demand is only their colleagues. Eventually, Nigeria will have paid some criminals who will also look at this is free money, who will do another one. But with this now, I give kudos to the government for holding back and also not negotiating until this is coming out. If this is the case, then we are making an headway.
And we are making a very serious headway, because right now, what we are seeing is a concerted effort, a coordinated effort by the government to go after these people. And I can guarantee you, as it is right now, that in the next few weeks, we're going to see a change of modus operandi with these people, because either they're going to be running away, and let me tell you something else. Some of these kidnappers, it will be difficult to capture them, because they know that, you know, the sponsors know that if they are captured, that it will link to them. So they are going to find a way for them to get out of Dodge, or because so to close that connection with them. You see, so things are coming out because of the American intelligence right now.
But now let's enter the NIN, the Nigerian identification thing. They've said that has captured about 75 million people. So are they saying that we've not done NIN up to the north of Nigeria? Because it's strange that these terrorists are ravaging our country and we don't have the identity. We don't know them. Nobody has any identity of all these. I mean, you guys, let's talk about the NIN. I know it's a different issue altogether, because you just talked about getting out of Dodge. How do you get out of Dodge when you've committed all this crime in our country and somehow they sneak out and no trace, because no identification of anybody?
If you want to go deep into the investigation, you will find out that many of these young people that are doing these things might not even be Nigerians.
Thank you.
They are imported outside from other countries. There was a time when Buhari opened the floodgate He told them to come in. And it wasn't simply because they were supposed to be terrorists, they were supposed to be herdsmen. And he said, we will allow our brothers from Niger Republic to come, because in his mentality, they are part and parcel of us, the Northerners. So that is one of the things we got to understand. So when we go into deep investigation, it's possible that most of these people, listen to me though, you see, the Sahel region, most of the northern part of West African countries are occupied by these Fulani people. So to them, that it's not about country, it's about their brotherhood. So it's really not about, oh, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Ghana, I'm from Cameroon. No, they're not even looking at that. As long as you are part and parcel of them, the Fulanis, you are welcome to come into the country. So and many of them might not even have any NIN or whatever the case might be. So that's what I think is really happening right now. So but in light of all of this,
yes, the
in light of all of this,
go ahead. The governors state should be held responsible. Dr. Femi, the NIN issue is a critical part in what we're discussing. You can't tackle security in a given location if you've not identified people living in those locations. So NIN is progressing in the southwest and the southeast, but we've not heard how many people have been captured in the north. Tell us, Dr. Femi.
One second, Dr. Femi, please. 1 second.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know that in the eastern region right now, even during Christmas, I went to my village and they were reporting there was some strange faces that were there. They come, they build houses, mods somewhere, and they occupy. And you can even chase them away because the governor is allowing them to come in. The governor is promising to build them a mosque. So some of them, in Nimbi, say, your own village, there were some people, strange people. You can't, tell them where you're coming from. They're roaming around. They don't speak English. You don't know what they're doing there. So let me tell you, it is very, very likely that the people that are sponsoring these people are moving them into the different parts of, states in Nigeria, just like what you are seeing now in most of these Western states. That's what you're seeing. They've been occupying that place. They've been there, doing their own investigation, getting ready when the time comes to start working. So that's one of the one of the things you have to understand in their own mentality. If you are not a Muslim, you are an infidel. Therefore, you are an enemy. They might deal with you, but you are an enemy. When the time comes, you are an enemy and they want to get rid of you or make money from you. That's the way they think. I'm sorry, Dr. Femi, I just wanted to let you know about that because I experienced it when I was in Nigeria just a few months ago.
Yes, in the text addressing that, the idea of movement around Nigeria officially has not been restricted. But the thing is this, if anybody that is moving to a community, like I said before, security is local. And that's what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu kept on insisting on, strengthening government at the local level. If somebody is moving to a local government and it's going to affect the demography of local government, it's going to affect the voting pattern of local government, it's going to affect the economy of local government, the local government chairman must know about this. The federal government it's not the business of local government to determine who stays in one village or not. It's a local government. Until we as a people, that's why I say I was at a gathering this morning. I was telling some people when I said that, listen, until we begin to insist on governance at local level, we will not deal with insecurity, we will not deal with corruption, we will not deal with development. No tree grows from the top. The tree goes from the roots. It goes from the roots. We have to take government to the grassroots. This local government they're talking about, if some people are building more houses in there, and the chairman of local government knows that if 20 people goes in there today, by 4 years time they become 200, and he won election by 30 votes. He knows that those 300 people will affect his election. He will deal with it. Those two things. So we need to begin to see the effect on our governance, on our planning, on infrastructure, on security, local government needs to develop.
Local government needs.
It is true.
But
it is true.
Still,
it is true. We need to put a lot of pressure on the governors, who will now put pressure all the way down to the local government chairman. If you see a strange face that you do not know, report. Let's go and find out who that is, because these are little cancers that will spread all over the villages and the states if you're not careful. So that is the way. I agree with you 100%, and it needs to be done, and it needs to be done ASAP.
ASAP.
I agree. I agree with you, gentlemen. But what I'm saying is, like George just talked about, people inhabiting some in the bush. We've seen a lot of videos coming from the southwest, southeast. People will just go to one forest and build their huts and begin to live there. Yes, Nigeria has freedom of movement, freedom to live anywhere as long as you're a Nigerian. But I talked about the NIN. You guys didn't put any word to that. Also, it's wrong.
Yeah, I did put a word to it. All I'm saying that most of them don't have NIN because they're not Nigerians.
They're not.
Then it's
they're not
wrong
Nigerians.
That somebody will go to another state and go and live in the forest. I mean, that's not. It's strange.
That forest is a part of a local government. That forest is a part of a local government. If the local government is threatening, sorry? If the local government is threatening,
yes, it is wrong.
It is wrong. Of course, it is wrong.
The wrong thing about it is going to habit is free as long as you're in Nigerian terrain. You're in Nigerian, you can live anywhere you want. But going into a forest and taking over the forest, your own hut, your own life.
Listen, Mark.
Okay.
The forest and forest reserve should be a source of resource for the local government if local government is functioning. The local government and the local government and the forest reserve will be a kind of asset of the local government. If somebody is now encroaching that asset without your permission, if the local government is effective. Let me give you an example of something. Look at Lagos. Local government in Lagos. If somebody all of a sudden goes to Yaba and start digging hole to want to build a tent there, local government chairman, local government, local council will come after you straight away, because local government is effective. If the same thing is happening in every local government, because the local government is effective, because they will take tenement rate, they will take this rate and take that rate. So if you are doing something that's legal, even listen, my house in Lagos, I pay tenement rate and I pay local government rate. Local government rate to clear the gutters and all this stuff. But if somebody is building on that gutter, I will tell them I'm not going to pay, and the local government will come after that person straight away. What I'm saying is that the local government is not functional. Like Sir George said, let's put pressure on the governors so that they make local government work. But governors don't want the local government to work. You know why? Because if the local government becomes strengthened, they will lose their power and control over local government. And they want to control their local government, so they don't want to empower them. Empowering them will give them some kind of confidence and some kind of independence. They don't want that. It's a political thing, and we need to begin to shout every opportunity we have to talk about this. So the governors should begin to release the power that's been given to them, to the local government, and they are sitting on it.
So far,
but this is the vision. This is the vision that Asiwaju saw. Hold on. This is the vision that Asiwaju saw when he insisted that the money to the local government will not be given to the governors anymore, that it will be paid directly to the local government people. So now, that will now take the power away, because what the governors used to do was they will hold on to that money and use it to manipulate the local government people. And then if they don't abide to what they are saying to do, money will not be released to them. So now that the money is going directly to these people, what the governors ought to also do, let there be some checks and balances over the developments in the local government. So that the money that is being paid to you, what are you doing with it? And how effective and efficient are you using that money? Because it gotta be some kind of way. If power is given to you, money is given to you, there gotta be a way to check and see the efficiency and the effectiveness of those things.
Efficiency and effectiveness of those things. Gentlemen, I tell you, this is beautiful what we're saying here. And I think we are the one that have this issue well aligned, as we're saying it, because I've not even had people talk about this side of this issue, this security matter, you know, local government, the inhabiting the bush, and all of what we're saying. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. So anyway, we've heard what the principal said. That news should spread around. And Dr. Feli said earlier, we should really stop this putting too many views into a thing as Nigeria, into a particular event. Everybody will be talking their own, adding all kind of crazy conspiracy theory, all these things, and they will just mess up the whole story that is happening. So, and that's what the woman is warning, that people should please stop spreading false information. Let's look again at another interesting story. The governor of Anambra State did something very funny. Let's see the clip before we talk about it. I want us to see that this.
You become an instrument of development for us. We will appreciate you. We will roll out the red carpet for you. Come. Take you to the hospital, starting from our the teaching hospital, accident and emergencies. Take you there, touch them, and they will all let them all get up. There are those of them who are lying down with spinal cord injury. They haven't been able to stand up for months or years. Come and touch them and let them run. Yeah. We'll go to the hospitals. There are people crying and so on. They can't even pay the bills for medical attention. So we need you, if you are doing them, come. But not this fake stuff.
Well, you see, this is funny, but this is as a result of the bastardization of Christianity.
Yeah, George, let me help our viewers understand the clip.
Go ahead,
George. So that's the Anambra State Governor, Charles Soludo. Anambra State, southeast of Nigeria. Now, in a speech that we just saw there, he's urging pastors and traditionalists that claim they have healing power to prove it at the state teaching hospitals and all these places where people are sick. He said, let them go there and heal these sick people. That it won't help the state relieve the sick people off from those teaching hospitals and everything. That he's saying this in the context of what has been happening lately, where people have been accused of posing as using this pastoral thing to exploit the residents of Anambra State. So, gentlemen, this is it. What do you say? You're both men of God, too, men on the pulpit. What will you say about Anambra?
The only thing I can say is this. It is simply because of the bastardization of Christianity. There are no strict rules over certain things. The likes of Odumeje, who will come out and they use, it's so comic. It's like a comedy. In the that kind of nonsense is actually what is happening. You see, and they have brought it to the point where now a governor can stand up and challenge them to come and heal without actually understanding that these miracles that are being happening is not orchestrated by man. It's supposed to be orchestrated by the will of the Holy Spirit. But because they have come out and they do all kinds of gymnastics, spiritual and religious gymnastics, away from the true gospel of Jesus Christ, that's the reason why this is coming up. And now we need to kind of go back into the forum and make sure that these people are held accountable with this nonsense that they are doing. Because when you see people just come up and then try to push people down because they want to, they want to feel like they have anointing. Therefore, they put somebody and they push them down and the person falls and all those type of gymnastics. It's not real, it's fake. It is fake. I was an assistant pastor to a man who actually will hold somebody's head and want to, presses someone that the woman started feeling dizzy. She came to me later on and said, why was he pressing my head so much and pushing me down? I didn't want to fall down. This woman, you see, you understand what I'm saying? And these are the things that they do because they want to be associated as having power. But that's not the way it's done. That's not the authentic one.
As an ordained minister, I'm an ordained minister of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. One of the things that we must understand here is that we are talking from the level of when we're preaching of prosperity preaching. We have gone that into comic crusades and comic services now, where people are brought fake to come and fake healing. So that's one of the things he's talking about here. Now, when we have people like Indaboski that say, I have power, when you see that, in some nations, the government will have arrested people like Indaboski. They will have arrested them. But because of a kind of the level of sensitivity around religion and religious activities, Nigeria has been allowed to become a dump ground for religious nonsense. You find that when pastors are asking their congregation to go and eat grass, I've seen that before. I've seen pastors that say that they bring their salary or give their car to the church or things like that. And because people are vulnerable and they are gullible at when they were at their lowest, they will give anything for it to happen. That does not remove the fact that if you are willing and you are willingly obeying that you want to give because you are from your heart, it does not negate the fact that it is God loves a cheerful giver, not a coerced giver, not a forced giver, not a giver that is giving in order to get something back. Cheerful giver is that somebody wants to give without anything back. But the thing is this, let me say something to you with emphasis. Nigerians, inside Nigerians, and a lot of Africans, we are hypocrites. What we do is this: we want to show something to God. We have something else that we're doing. So therefore, what we need to do is that we will bribe God with anything we have so that we can get something back. And some people belong to 4 churches together. They go from Redeem in the morning to MFM in the afternoon to Deeper Life in the evening and to go and do vigil at Celestial Church. So when you combine this together, when you have prostitution of religion, or prostitution of Christianity, and they go on Friday, they go to Afar, to mosque. On Saturday, they go to Babalawo. On Sunday, they go to church. And so they say that the Trinity, they do Trinity. And they want God to do magic. So when this happens, they are the kind of people that will give anything to go and attend Indaboski. There's a man in Abuja, sorry. There's a man in Abuja, a man of God in Abuja. That is online. Yes, he preached with passion and all this stuff. Some people have turned his ministry to God. That they also, that's it. I was telling somebody, how can you be in church online from 6 in the morning to 8 in the morning and you are working? You are working every day of the week. Then you are surcharging your business or the company you are working with. And therefore, at the end of the day, you are disobeying, you are doing wrong thing, and you want God to bless it. And you want God to bless it. God is not a magician.
We're in perilous time. And one thing that must be said, like George said earlier, is we can't remove the fact that God is still God. True children of God still exist. True churches still exist. But you guys know the funny thing, the Indaboski you call is a friend to the man that I was talking to. And he should have also started with the Indaboski. He should have taken him to the airport because he's his friend. He's Soludo's friend. They are very good friends. I've seen them together on several times. Soludo should take Indaboski to the hospital and let him start that healing for him there. Because but strong words both of you have put here. We will not remove the fact that our God is still doing things in the midst of
It's
men.
it's a miracle working God. But you see, one of the major problems we have with Christianity is deification of pastors. You make them as if they are gods, and these pastors will keep you ignorant. So you will depend on them. You bring your tithes and offering. They will be the ones, as in the Old Testament, to go and represent you before God. God does not have any grandchildren. If you are a pastor, if you are a church goer, it is your responsibility to study to show yourself approved unto God. And don't become a spiritual hitchhiker. Don't be a spiritual hitchhiker. That's what they are doing. It is true. You know?
That's the word. All right, gentlemen, we can't go if we don't do one international news. I don't know if you all followed the major quake off Philippines today that killed at least 15 people, was shaking the whole place. We saw videos of children in the school that were screaming. The ground was shaking. So did any of you follow that? Philippine reports authorities have urged people to stay off affected coastal regions where it's coming from. Yes. So what do we say? Condolence, George?
Condolences to the people affected, and then to heed the government, warnings and restrictions, because people sometimes, you will warn them, but they will go, they become like, those, what do you call them again? Nosy monkeys that want to see, and then you become a victim. So if they tell you to run to the other section. Save your life first until the things calm down, and when they tell you to go back, you can go back. So, but our condolences to the people that died. Yeah, so, and I know most of the time the insurance will call it the act of God. It's not the act of God. God does not kill anybody. This is the act of the enemy. And sometimes it's because of the, nature itself, just crying out because of the sin of the world. That's what it is. It's not God killing anybody.
I want to join the world to sympathize with the victims and also the nation of Philippines, the Philippines for this natural disaster. And whenever things like this happen, I thank God that we are Africans. If we are not African, if we are to have a stipend of what this natural disaster brings, I wonder what we are. So God still loves us so much. And I want to use the opportunity to plead with everyone that is in this area, like Sir George says, to heed the warning of government. Last, before we go, I also want to put in there the stabbing and killing of Nigerian artists here. Tali Riley, his real name is Olayinka Orebi, that's his real name. Was stabbed in East London, Silvertown, this morning, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. He's 35 years old, and there are two other people that were involved in the stabbing that were arrested, and this is sad for the entertainment industry in United Kingdom. Very sad.
Our condolences to the family. Oh my God, in Nigeria for that matter.
Yeah. Yes, we were trying to bring the picture of the young man. Thank you for that one too. Condolence. This stabbing, it has not ended in the UK. It's sad that young people are killed like this, carelessly, for nothing. These young children just go. Terrible. Okay.
It's a terrible epidemic. It's
an epidemic, I tell you. One last one before we go, because he's my friend back in the days. There's a man called Benson Idonje. Benson Idonje was one of Fela's. He was the engineer behind Fela. I knew him when we go to. I used to shrine. They call it shrine back in the days, living in Lagos. So I know Benson Idonje, and I liked him then. Very, very he had the craft, he had that skill of music arrangement and all of that. And interestingly, the grandson is the Burna Boy. Burna Boy. So Burna Boy was elegizing the father. Benson Idonije is 90. I didn't know he's this old now. So I want to say happy birthday to Benson Idonije. Let's see this clip.
In millions and millions, yes, to do the most.
This is a clip of birthday. Benson Idonije, 90 years.
Welcome the very amazing Damini Ebulua Burna Boy Okulu.
So that's Benson Idonije sitting there. He's 90 now. Oh, that's gracious. So anyway, that's
everybody for coming out tonight. I'm not great at speeches, and I didn't know I was about to do this, so bear with me. We're here to celebrate my granddad on his birthday, 90th birthday. You know, the prayers that we all get to live that long. So this is not an ordinary man or an ordinary birthday. This is the greatest man in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, gentlemen. So that's Benson Idonije. I know him. He's been behind so many successful music arrangements in Nigeria, and such people should actually be celebrated. So happy 90th birthday. I didn't know he's this old. You know, I related with him like I would relate with Femi and George, and back in the days, and I know he's from of this age. So happy birthday to you, sir. Is there anything you want to all say? Okay, George.
Happy birthday and longer life, where strength and health also, as he ages so gracefully, you know. So,
yes. So when you hear all those beautiful numbers Fela did before he passed away, this is the man behind it. This is sound engineer. This is the producer. Yes, the Yellow Fever.
We don't call them producers in those days. They are the sound engineers. Yes. We call sound engineers.
But they call it sound engineer. Yes. Sound engineer.
But do you know what? A lion does not have grandchild, cannot have a grandchild of a lamb. So I'm not surprised that Burna is related to him. So it flows in the blood. It flows in the blood.
It flows in the blood. Yes. No, you know, in the days too, the mother of Burna Boy used to come to the shrine, you know, because the fact the father was doing this. And the big sounds of Fela, this is the man behind it. So great man. All right, gentlemen. Is there anything we're missing out, George from Canada? Is there anything you want us to know?
Well, we're going to have our first soccer game on Friday here. So, and the city is humming. So we are ready to rumble. So we just keeping our fingers crossed. Yeah, we're ready to rumble. So
now talking about the World Cup, George and Dr. Fem, do you guys know that Africans have generally decided, you know, the first match will be Mexico, South Africa. Now the whole Africans have said supporting Mexico. Can you imagine?
Yes.
They said because of this xenophobia.
I've heard it.
I've
heard it because of the xenophobia attack on Africans. Africans will be hailing and supporting Mexico against South Africa, and it is time we need to bring that into the fore that they are doing silly things and the government is condoning it. The government of South Africa
this is the first time. This is the first time we'll be having this kind of thing in the world. Africans not supporting their own.
That's right. They're not part of us. They're no longer part of us.
They are not Africans.
No, they're not part of us anymore. Somebody else's.
Somebody has to put it out to the world. By the time this happens, people will ask us, why are we doing this? The rest of the world will know why we're doing this. And therefore, we will be shamed. This is their first match. We will do it throughout the competition. We'll do it throughout the competition. We'll be booing them throughout the competition. Unfortunately, I'm not able to go to the World Cup, but my brother-in-law and my brother and my wife's cousin, they're attending they're going to the World Cup. They live in America. They're attending, but that will be supporting them from Nigeria this time around. So,
viewers,
so
our viewers,
I'll be
where
back
did
in
you say?
Mexico.
Okay. So this is
I'm a
interesting.
Mexican. I'm a Mexican. La 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 la.
Can you imagine? George, so George, you too,
Yes.
you'll be booing the South Africans.
I will definitely boo them because they are not worthy of my support. I will boo them openly. It's sad, but it is true.
Also,
it's sad, but it is true.
Before we go, there's also something that is brewing, but it's not being officially confirmed. As against England and Ghana, there's I remember party used to play for Arsenal, and he's moved to Valeria in Spain, and he had a accusation of rape against him, and he's totally denied it. And they've been playing different kind of games with this case. And the English FA has said that if they are going to decide whether the English players are going to shake party at the World Cup, but the Ghanaian FA, I put on the Ghanaian FA, that party should be put in front of a row in the queue for the Ghanaian. If they don't shake party, none of the Ghanaian should shake any English player. I put it there because Mason had a case like that. Mason has been cleared. Mason is playing. Nobody is talking about Mason. Mason actually was recorded and was played in court. Was convicted, and now he's playing. He's accepted. He was back into the society. But Emmanuel Partey has not been convicted. You are innocent until convicted. And then now, because an African, they said they're going to shake his hand. When does the English FA become the arbiter in court or the judge in court? That is not acceptable.
These are good views you're bringing here because it's sports season. So we'll be talking more on sport viewers. We'll be looking into World Cup, activities around this event and all of the occurrences. So until we come again Wednesday, gentlemen, have a beautiful new week. George, I see you going to have lunch there. Enjoy your lunch. Funny enough, our lady is just joining in. I don't know how her timing is, but BD, it's past the hour, so we're out.
Better late than never.
Yes, it's okay. So
better
guys,
late than never.
God bless you all.
All right.
Okay. We'll see you. Bye. Peace out.